Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As promised in the video we made previously on the process of construction of the core model, the core models of the range, we are now on to the private stock, the finer things that the PRS Maryland factory has to offer. I'm here with Rob. Thank you again for your time.
It is a pleasure to be here.
We're going to be starting here in the wood vault. You probably have seen a video in that room already, but this is where it all begins for private stock guitars, right?
It is, and we took a look in the other video at our raw materials that we utilize for core manufacturing, and we're going to take a look at where it all starts in private stock. So we really have the best of the best up here when it comes to various wood components, fingerboards, tops, neck blanks.
Yes.
So I'm going to introduce Paul Miles, who's the director of manufacturing and also the director of the private stock team as well.
You might have met Paul already in the other video, maybe not. We'll see what comes out first, but good reason for you to subscribe. Check out the other video. This video really focuses on the private stock process. Sure. So when you get an order for a specific guitar, where do you start when it comes to picking up the raw materials, picking up the right woods for said guitar?
Sure. I'm always starting with the top. That's the focus point. So depending on the color and the wood that they're picking, you'll go to each section to pick a particular piece of wood. For me, I would go to East Coast Curly, and I'm just looking at curl as I go through. Let's see. I'll pick a curly top. Then I'll wet it down. See how the grain looks. Just using a little bit of water. And then when I position this right in the room, I can get a view from the side that really shows me what the curl's doing. Then I go from there. So then I take a top, and then I'll take a back, neck, fingerboard, and veneer. We have backs up here. We have necks on the wall. These are all fingerboards. So everything for the guitar is located in here to start the building process.
Okay. Is that mostly like a visual aesthetic process? Do you knock on the wood a little bit? Do you like all the magic stuff, like the resonance of the wood and all that? Like how is that a part of your selection?
Sometimes it is. Yeah. If I'm doing tops, not generally. I'm not tapping on tops, but I am tapping on necks. I'm looking for specific cut necks. I'm always going for like a quarter sawn neck first and then going from there. So I'm looking at the end of all these net blanks and starting there. Some of them you can really tell where the figuring is and some cool stuff by just looking at the end grain of it. So that's, depending on the order, I'll go to next.
Right, okay. Because we see a lot of, we don't. I was lucky enough to see a lot of private stocks and seeing a continuity between the neck motif, like the flame or the curl on the back of a neck and the back of a body. Like, is that also a part of like how you match those woods?
Yep. So if I'm picking a curly neck for this one, I'm going to go through and get a bunch of them and put them next to the top.
This is the most ridiculous piece of wood. Like from that angle, it looks fake.
It does. And I'm looking for basically the same size curl.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. Same color helps because when you're staining a neck and a top, the wood coloring makes a difference.
Of course.
So it's important to find stuff that is as white as possible, or at least in the same tone of that. If that makes sense.
And so from then on, you have your back, your top, your neck, and then you send that down to wood shop and
then I do the inventory, I send that downstairs, and then there's a schedule, and as each build comes up to order, I get a notification, I pull the sheet, and then I start running the fingerboard and veneer. So that's the first thing that goes out is fingerboards and veneers. Sometimes they go out of house to get inlaid, sometimes they get inlaid in-house.
Yeah, we've seen like the more like dragon level things, like you guys have a company from Maryland doing that's awesome that it stays local like that.
Yeah.
Do you oversee every step of the build after that, or does that go down to the team and then you jump back in for like the final inspection kind of thing? How does that work?
I have a pretty fantastic team that I can trust that once these guys get the wood, then the order follows it. They're reading the paper. I generally don't have to get brought in until, they have to ask me a question for something.
Right.
There's something on the build sheet that they don't understand, or, stuff happens. Wood goes sideways on a CNC machine, or you cut something open and a knot shows up and you can't use it anymore. So in those cases, then they'll call me and I'll let the dealer know and we'll pick new pieces of wood. But
Right.
for the most part, I see it at the end, or as I'm walking through the shop. A lot of these guitars, they make me stop in my tracks, so I do see them throughout the whole process.
Yeah, but that's great, and it's great that you're able to I mean, we've walked downstairs and we've seen half of the people there being there for 20 plus, 30 plus years. So yeah, you got a great team of people there. Sweet. Thank you so much for your time. We're gonna go down and see what happens next.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, so Rob, we're out of the peace and quiet of upstairs.
Yeah.
We're back down here to see so this is the specific to private stock wood shop.
This is the private stock wood shop area. We've already talked a lot about the different materials and stuff that we use that separate the product line. So we wanted to talk a second about the team of people down here. I wanted to introduce you, Ian, to Dana, who's worked at PRS for about 30 years. He's the manager of the private stock wood shop area. Great guy, hard worker, one of my favorite people here at PRS. He's going to tell you a little bit about the team and the processes that separate private stock from core.
That's
Dana?
awesome. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So, can you talk to us a little bit about what makes this wood shop special? What sets you guys apart from the regular production line?
Well, one thing that makes us special is all the woods are hand-picked usually by dealers and stuff. They're all exotic woods. Production don't really do, but maybe one or two exotic woods.
Yeah.
Neck-wise, same thing. Inlay-wise, you can probably pick just about any kind of stone. Paul Miles makes epoxy, resin colors and all. Other thing too is most of the guys here have been here 20 years. We have about 10, 15 guys, a little bit more with the finish hall.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of an expert in their own area. Rich, that worked over here, he cuts the heels, puts the neck in the body, glues it in, makes sure the neck angle's all good. He's been doing that for over 20 years. Will is probably one of our newest guys. He does a little bit of everything: bindings, finish sands, make sure all the parts, the buttons, the wood pickup rings are all there. Make sure everything's a spec before we send it to stain.
Right.
Pierce, that works right here. He's in body build. He starts with a build sheet like I do, with a back and a top.
That is a wild-looking
Yeah,
top.
spalted maple, swamp ash back, and he'll mill these down, put the tops together. So it's kind of like a little flow we have going around here. The body starts here, you go around to this other side, and it starts the neck process. He levels, sands, hands off to him, and then it goes to Will, goes right out to the finish hall.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. We'll go see the guitars being finished now.
Awesome.
Thank you. Now moving on from woodshop, which has its specific private stock team for the assembly of the guitar, we're now in the finishing, the finish hall. It's actually named the finish hall for private stock. So can you run us through maybe what makes that different from the core model finishes?
Right. So much like within our wood shop team, all our employees on the private stock team are experienced veteran guys. They've all been here a long time, years in service. They have a lot of experience coming from their production areas. Great guitar builders. And in this particular area, we're doing some similar operations that we do in our core manufacturing, although it's the added complexity of the different materials that are used and obviously the different staining and stuff that we offer on our private stock team. Yeah. So again, and we do have a production guitar running through here. Right now, there's a Herman Lee behind us getting worked on. Just because of the complexity of that body shape and everything else, that it's going through a pair of very capable hands right now. And really similar to the core stuff, this is where all the staining and finish work and prepping gets done in really preparation to go into spray.
Right. Okay. You're holding a guitar. It's a pretty special guitar, and I love that you immediately went towards that one. Can you tell us a bit about it?
I did. Kind of joking around, I grabbed this guitar. This is not a private stock, however, it is my 30-year employee guitar. So I was joking around. I wanted to show this to you. But we were commenting on how some of the employees we've talked to are, they're really enthusiastic and passionate about the work that they do here. And after 30 years plus working for PRS, I'm equally as excited to get this guitar finished and take it home. It's a neat program that we do here, and certainly a special guitar to me. Nothing too fancy, but
Fancy enough. You see a lot of people that get a little jaded after a certain amount of time working in another field of like, and we're lucky enough to be doing something that we're so excited about that even after that's the 30th, but you're going to start working on the 35th next year, right?
Right. Yeah, next year. That's right.
And just to see you so happy to like immediately go to it, and like, look, guys, this is my guitar.
Yeah,
like it's so cool.
It's like after a year, I'm still as excited really about what we're doing here. And to these guys, credit, you know, I feel strongly you see that passion and care and attention to detail in the final product. And particularly with the level of detail that our private stock team works at, it has to be there to deliver the instruments at the quality level that our customers deserve and expect. As we were talking earlier, we can pick out the best materials and finishes and hardware and machinery, but it really has to do with the people working on these guitars and the stuff that goes through their hands. They are really the ones that add that quality into the product because they care.
That's awesome. Thank you for showing us that.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. And just like that, we're back in the wood vault with the final. I was going to say with a guitar, whatever guitar that we could find. This is private stock. This is the pinnacle of what the private stock has to offer. All the bells, all the whistles. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
This particular model, yeah, it really is. This is a result of all the hard work we just looked out down on the factory floor, and that team of nearly 200 years of experience in guitar making produced. This particular guitar has kind of our tree of life and bird motif on a fingerboard. It's a spalted maple top with silver leaf overlay that's been bursted. It's a Modern Eagle 5 platform. It has a curly mahogany neck, as well as, and I don't know if we can capture this, but the pickup rings on this particular guitar appear to be curly maple as well as probably maybe Cocobolo knobs on it or Honduran rosewood knobs. It's really a beautiful piece. A great example of the functional art that team produces on a daily basis, and really a beautiful, beautiful piece.
They don't all have to be museum grade. You can also spec out regular-ish guitars, but you can also go all out, and they will do it, and they will do it in the most beautiful way possible. It's been incredible to see these guys at work, to see them work on such unique pieces, to see like the wood go from, you know, those blanks that you spray at and you look at that and you're like, this isn't real, this isn't flat. How is that flat?
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, very grateful for the experience, for your time. Thank you so much for introducing us to all these amazing craftsmen. It's been a day.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure on my part. I hope you enjoyed meeting all the people we have working here and got to see a little bit of what we do at Paul Reed Smith Guitars. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time. You guys, please check out the link in description. You can order those guitars. You can get in touch with our guys. We can get you, maybe not that one specifically, but you know, close enough, or whatever it is that your heart desires. Check out the link in description, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.